Hey, it's the weekend. Enjoy it. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope everything went well. We all need to give thanks for everything that there is, because everything there is comes from God. And so I hope we remembered that yesterday, and we were thankful for all the things that are, and all the things that we take for granted, just we think are there, just because they are. So anyhow, I'm over here at Al Jazeera. I'm checking out the old protest going on. It's got back into the news and reared its head. Protesting against the rulers that have been in place since the takeout of Mubarak, and the council said Monday's election to go ahead even as Egyptians filled the square, rejecting his choice of the new prime minister. Well, you can come over here and you can see these articles, you can play that video, and you can inform yourself from a different perspective from the other side of the world of what are they saying when they put out their idea about what's going on. I have other articles you can check. The nuclear waste train entering Germany, fighting erupting in Yemen and protests there. The Arab League deadline for Syria expires. Pay attention to Syria too. So far he's not gone. They haven't went in. We shall see. I don't think that's over by a long shot. Unrest hits the Turkish border businesses. Turkey, as I've mentioned before, very important economic and military player over there. Hamas looks for ways to raise revenue. Terrorist organization looking for ways to raise cash to buy bombs, weapons, and fund terror. That should be an interesting article. Pakistan, underwater, deepening Eurozone crisis. Plenty to keep up with. So much to keep up with. So many things going on. Israel is surrounded by all these things, of course. All these Middle Eastern countries around their region. They're Christian. Most of the people in the other countries around them are Muslim. You see Israel as the most Western and democratic, and the rest of them not so. So, what we were told, and what the people were told, in the overthrow of Mubarak, who we've seen in a bed with IVs sticking in his arms inside a wheelable cage, rolled into the courtroom, and things thrown at him and spit on, all kinds of stuff. Quite different from our court proceedings over here. Anyhow, we have seen the leadership that took over after him is worse than him. He was not good. As far as the U.S. ties go, a pawn. But he held everything else back. The worser elements, the more killings of Christians, he held that back. He's gone. That's not being held back. You're seeing reports of Christians being killed, all kinds of stuff. So, all along after he was deposed, removed, we said, well, who's in place to take over? Well, they never said who was in place to take over after he was gone, and then they said who would take over. And that's the guys they got now. So now, you got this, and supposedly the people are saying no. We had reports of things getting worse over there, even after Mubarak left, and said all along, things can be worse. And apparently the people are gauging things can be worse and saying, yes, they feel worse to us, and we don't see an improvement. It could be some type of manipulation of them, though, to actually place someone in there that they choose, which they may be manipulating into choosing and not even know it. Ultimately, whoever is placed in there, civilian or not, they will take orders from who's running them. Just like all the other leaders take orders from who runs them. So I suspect they'll get a glimpse of improvement and think they're on the way to full implementation of improving their lives and changing things and making things better for them. That way they don't get too hopped up and go on the protest again. You do one little thing and make them think you're changing something, one more little thing. It doesn't really matter a lot. But they see you trying to do something and they think you're on the way. That's probably what it'll go like. We over here, with the freedom that we have, would look at what they might do and think that is nothing, but to them it may be something big because they've never had it before like that. You know, the carrot on the stick. Keep chasing it. But that's what you're seeing. You're seeing leaders taken out, leaders put in. In this case, leaders taken out. Excuse me. People seem to be dissatisfied with leadership that is running it. But we're going to do it again. We're going to protest again, and instead of a forceful takeover like before, we'll just pressure takeover and make these guys give up, and then we'll place out in front of everyone the person or persons that we want from ourselves and everything. And then they think that they'll get them in there and that they'll work for them. So even if there were honest Joe that went in before, they would be corrupted once they're within, or they will not survive. That's just the way it is. They're going to do what they're told, or else. So Egypt, historically, very important from the time of Christ, all the way till now. You know, they're not just some little sand dune over there. You go through the periods of history, they're a player. They always have been. They still are. They're players. It's just the way it is. So Israel is the gauge on the ground, and everything else around them. You pay attention to that too. Because there's a few more they're going to take out. And there will be more wars, more protests, more removal. Hopefully not a whole lot of civilians killed. But there always are casualties. Because they've got more guns than civilians. Police and military. More weapons. Well, I hope I've made you think about what's really going on in Egypt. That's the whole idea, to make you think. I don't believe everything that the picture shows you. You have to really think about the ultimate endgame plan. As Barack Obama and other leaders that we hear on television, they always use one word and tell us what we are, and they always say we're global, international community, all interconnected. So, this protest is interconnected in the web of events that transpire worldwide, that they manipulate and control for the ultimate play out. The events all fit in. So keep your eyes on the ground as well as your eyes on the skies. God bless everyone. I'll see you later.